Sup folks, today we are talking about something that wasn't even on my radar early this week. I thought we were going in total different direction with the content, but when the news breaks, we got to cover it. If you've been keeping up with my channel, you know there's been a lot of speculation around the two Marvel projects, particular Blade and Armor Wars. We've been hearing from trusted industry insiders like Danny Rickman that both of these films might be in danger of either facing a major delays or even being cancelled outright in the next few months. So Don Cheadle, who plays War Machine, even joked around recently saying he has no idea what Armor Wars is, which tells you that things with that project might be bit all over the place, but it's really Blade that has had a lot of drama. At least publicly, the Blade project has gone through multiple writers and directors, and as of right now, they still haven't locked in a replacement. That's not a great news, especially for movie fans have been waiting for years, and I really don't think it's gonna be good as it was supposed to be at the first place. But generally, if I want to just be more specific, today's update from the industry insiders are surprising somehow. We are now hearing from the two completely different sources that Blade is not only moving forward at Marvel Studio, but that Marshall Ali's version of character could have a huge role in the MCU, especially after a multiverse saga wraps up. If you are wondering what this means for Blade, the Midnight Suns, and the supernatural sides of Marvel, don't worry, I'll break it down to you. As I mentioned earlier, insider Danny Rickman had hinted early this week that the future of Blade and Armor Wars was uncertain. He speculated that in next few months we'll find out if these movies are still happening or if Marvel is going to shelve them for the time being. In my last video, which I made like maybe 4 days ago, I said that as long as Marshall Ali was still attached to the Blade, the movie had a chance to actually release the same way it was supposed to be, like come out like few years ago. But if Marshall Ali just quit from role, then there will be another scenario for it. Marvel Studios currently focused on finishing up the multiverse saga with the huge reveals like Robert Downey Jr. returning to play a major role in that storyline. They might just put the Blade hold until after Avengers Secret Wars, meaning we'll get the like kind of way like over middle-aged Blade after all, right? But it's not out of the question that we'll still see film just a bit later than expected. The first update we got today from Alex Perez over at Comic Circus. Perez did Q&A on Discord, and someone asked him if there was any chance that Blade could come out after Secret Wars. This was exactly what I had been speculating early in this week, that Blade might be put on hold until Multiverse Saga is wrapped up. And guess what? Perez confirmed that it's definitely is possible. In fact, Perez said that supernatural side of MCU, including characters like Blade, be explained heavily after Secret Wars. Perez also pointed to a line from Werewolf by Night that hints what Marvel might planning. In that special, they mentioned darkness in our modern world, where monsters live and grow. Perez explained that Marvel Studios seems to be taking a new approach with the supernatural characters like Blade, Werewolf by Night, and Moon Knight. These stories are set in the same universe as the rest of the MCU is, but they exist in their own separate spaces with boundaries that keep them bit apart from a larger, more well-known superhero characters like Spider-Man and Avengers. That doesn't mean that characters like Blade or Moon Knight will never show up in the bigger MCU movies, but for now, Marvel seems to want to keep the supernatural side storyline on its own track. Personally, I think this is the smart move. It allows Marvel to explore more different type of stories without overwhelming fans with the connections and Easter eggs across story, single movie and TV shows. For people who love the supernatural side of Marvel, this is great news. You'll be able to follow the Blade, Moon Knight and other supernatural characters without feeling like you need to keep up with every other MCU projects. Some of you guys likes this kind of vibe of scary movie or basically supernatural movies and superhero movies at the same time, like a Blade, Moon Knight and some of this, like Werewolf by Night was one of them basically we had. At this point, they are trying to put them and like picture them the way that you don't need to go through every MCU movie in order to have them. That you can just go, okay, I want to watch the Blade. The Blade is a whole different story. That's why they are trying to keep it up. With the circumstances that happened, they are trying to push it that way now. Alright, now for a second big update of the day, which comes from 12 different sources. Industry insider Jeff Snyder, who has been dropping Marvel scoops left and right over the last year and a half, just shared some new information on the Hot Mic podcast. Snyder was the one who broke news about Robert Downey Jr. would be returning to MCU, so he's definitely a reliable source, you know. Snyder now is hearing that Marvel is studying talks for new director for Blade, and based on that rumors and quotes from the past few months, I think this new director is none other than Chad Stahelski, the man behind the John Wick films. Stahelski has a great relationship with Kevin Feige, and in the recent interview he said that his dream project, that one he felt got away, was Blade. He's always wanted to direct the Marvel movies, and Blade seems like a perfect fit for his style of action filmmaking. If Stahelski ends up directing a Blade, that's a huge news for the project. He's proven that he can handle intense action and dark, gritty characters, which is exactly what Blade needs. So while there's still no official words, so when like Blade will start filming and when we'll see it in the theater, having a Stahelski in the director's chair would be a major win for Marvel. In the meantime, as long as Marshall Ali is still attached to this role as a Blade, I believe that movie will happen at some point. Marvel has too much invested in this character to just walk away from the project, especially with the potential for him to play a bigger role in the future MCU's project, basically supernatural stuff. Until we hear otherwise, I'm holding on to hope that Blade is still on the way. However, I hope this new director have a better like picture for the Blade, because when the time passed, now they need to have a like Blade in the different like actually type of action and different type of storyline, you know. Anyway, let me know what you think about this, and if you know any other news or like you know anything other information that I didn't mention in this video, just comment below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like. See you next time.